What is going on, everyone? It's Nero again, here for you some Call of Duty Ghosts in this week's episode of Dear Nero. Now, typically, Dear Nero is a series on my channel that I post to every Wednesday. Wednesday for this particular week happens to be Christmas, and a lot of you are going to be with loved ones and family and doing all kinds of things not YouTube related, and myself included. So I figure for this week's episode, we're going to bump it up here Tuesday, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Now, this gameplay, we're using the AK-12 here on the map Warhawk. It's a game of domination, and I do pretty well in it, especially here at the beginning. Minus the fact that I've died twice already. But I got the festive Christmas camo on. I don't know, I figure, if we're playing COD Ghost and it's around Christmas, we're going to have the festive camo on. And it's a good gameplay. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Let's hop into these with the first question. He writes, Dear Nero, I was wondering if you think that with the release of next-gen consoles that games like Battlefield 4 or Titanfall would overtake the Call of Duty series. This is due to larger servers and advanced graphics in Battlefield and the more unique gameplay of Titanfall. Dylan from Canada. So Dylan, no, I don't. I don't think either one of those things are going to happen. One, Battlefield's never taken over Call of Duty. They keep trying, but it doesn't happen. Now, I will admit Battlefield is more interesting this year, and it's going to be more interesting for years to come, because with next-gen consoles, they finally made the game playable on console. Now, Battlefield 3 on console was awful. What was it, 12v12 or 16 versus 16? I think it was 12v12. Boring as all get out. It was awful. I would play Conquest, and it'd be a 40-minute match, and I would find 3 people the entire game, and I would capture like 10 objectives or something ridiculous, but that's all it was. But now that it's 64 and 64 and the graphics pretty good, it's a fun game. But there's a reason, even on the PC, Call of Duty still outsells Battlefield. And that's, if you guys know, PCs where Battlefield kind of excelled. It was like the better platform for Battlefield going into this year. It just doesn't happen. Call of Duty is too well known, it's too much fun, and it's a good game. As much as people like to rage about it every year, if it wasn't such a good game, it wouldn't sell this much every year. And you wouldn't play it this much every year. It's a good game. And Titanfall, people act like Titanfall is the greatest game ever. It's not even out. And it's not like we have a predecessor to build it upon, right? Like, you can say, like, oh, the next Madden is going to be so freaking good. And you can kind of say that based upon, what Madden's done over the years. Same thing with Call of Duty. There's not like there's a predecessor to Titanfall. Like, oh, these people made COD 4. This game's nothing like COD 4. So, who knows what Titanfall is going to bring. I don't think either one of them. Call of Duty's still going to be the champ, and it's going to be a champ for probably the next 5 years at least. Next question. He writes, Dear Nero, I've had my permit for 6 months, and I live in Illinois, where you have to have it for at least 9 months before you can get your license. All my friends can drive and have their own cars. I feel as though I'm not as good at driving them. I want to know, what is your first experiences driving, and how do you feel about getting a brand new car at only 16? So getting a new car at 16, that's cool. It means typically your parents have a bit more money. A brand new car is ridiculous. A brand new car costs a lot of money, but it's cool if you're in a position like that. You shouldn't feel bad about it. Just don't be one of those people that were born on third but think they hit a triple. Does that make sense? Is this baseball reference working for you? There's some people who are born on third base, but they act like they earned it. Like, if someone gets a new car at 16, don't go flaunting around, oh, I'm the shit because I got this new car. Well, dude, your parents bought it for you. Not that that's a bad thing, but you shouldn't be bragging to everybody like you earned it yourself. And that's where the whole baseball thing is. Act like you were born on third base, but you act like you hit a triple. You didn't hit the triple, you just kind of were there. I hate when people do that, but I'm not the kind of guy that would do that. As for driving, I didn't get my license until I was 18 or 19, or 20. I honestly, I didn't get my license. I was a late bloomer when it came to driving. 1, I sit here and play video games all day. I don't need my license. 2, I live in a small town. And 3 is something about insurance, and I don't know, like it would cost like this amount more and I'd have to pay for it. I'm just like, and then 4, I just had no real interest in driving. I've had my license for probably 2 years or so now. I wasn't bad at it to start to say. I was actually kind of natural at it. The only thing it was parallel parking. I can't parallel park to save my life. And the worst of it is parallel parking is not necessary for everyday life if you live in a small town in Pennsylvania. Okay? I never have to parallel park anywhere. I understand, like, if you live in a big city, I can understand, like, it's a part of everyday life. You need to be able to parallel park to get a parking spot. not here in Pennsylvania, not here in my small little town, okay? I've never had to parallel park, and if I do have to parallel park, I'm parking down the block, and I'll walk, because I'm not going to parallel park. I'm not comfortable with it, I hate it, and that was the reason I failed my freaking driving test. Well, I guess you can't even say I failed my driving test, but I failed the test, like, 8 times or something, and it was so disheartening, because I have to drive 30 minutes, and then wait there for 30 minutes just to take my parallel park test. And by the way, the driving test, they start you off with a parallel park thing. Like, okay, pull up here, make sure your turn signal's on, parallel park. And I'm like, okay, and I fail the parallel park. Like, I'll drive there 30 minutes, wait 30 minutes at the DMV, and just to fail within like 20 seconds, and like, oh, better luck next time. Then they send me packing, and I'm driving back home another 30 minutes. It was the most disheartening thing in the world. I hated it so much until I finally, like on my 8th or 9th try, finally passed that parallel park. And then the driving test, it's simple. You know, drive the speed limit, right? Use your turn signals, keep your hands at 10 and 2. Me personally, I don't drive at 10 and 2. Like, my left hand is, I would say, if I had to give a number, it's probably around 9. It kind of hovers around 9, like my hand's like always near the turn signal. And then my right hand is usually up around like 1. But, you know, I kept them at 10 and 2 just for that, you know. I go slow. Driving's a really simple thing to do, and the more you do it, you'll get more comfortable with it. And I think you'll be good. I'm excited for you. You got this awesome car, and, you know, you have your license coming up. It's going to be a cool thing for you. Next question. He writes, Dear Nero, I'm new to your channel, but I plan on staying for a while after seeing your content. I want to ask you, what was your first console you've ever gotten, and what was the first game you played? Also, what is your favorite game of all time? Nick from Texas. Well, Nick from Texas, it's always good to hear from new subscribers. I sometimes worry that, I'm not gaining a lot of subscribers. I do gain subscribers, but, they just kind of like click subscribe and never watch another video. That's why I'm getting the same amount of views per video as I did back when I had 3,000 subs, and I have 100,000 now. So I've never took like a huge stock in sub count, but at the same time, hitting 100,000 is kind of a special milestone. But it is cool to hear from new people. A lot of people comment on my videos, and a lot of people that send me personal messages and stuff, I recognize a lot of the names because you guys have been around forever. So it's cool to see a new person around. First console I've ever gotten, well, if it's a console, not a handheld console, it was the Sega Genesis. Actually, I think I got my Sega before my Game Boy anyway, so I guess that was irrelevant. It was the Sega Genesis. It might have been the Sega Genesis 2. And the game I got for it, well, I got a couple games. One was like George Foreman's Boxing or something like that. I don't know. It seemed like a neat idea. Also, we had a game called Royal Rumble for the Sega Genesis. You can Google it. It was basically the WWF, and I was a big wrestling fan growing up. And the other one was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And we also got Sonic and Knuckles. We got 2 Sonic games for... I don't know, maybe there's a deal or something. I don't remember. I was like 6. So, yeah, I got those. My favorite game of all time, that's too tough a call for me. I love Call of Duty games. That's the thing. If I had to pick a favorite Call of Duty, it'd be COD 4 or World at War. If I had to pick a favorite game of all time, it's a toss-up. But I'm going to just go ahead and list off some of my favorite games. It would be Red Dead Redemption. Was one of my favorites. I love that game. I love the single player. I still to this day think the Undead Nightmare is the best DLC of any game ever put out. I like Skyrim a lot. I beat it on the console, and then I bought it on PC again. Borderlands 2. I played a holy amount of Borderlands 2. I beat it 3 times or 4 times or whatever on the console. Then I did 3 more times on the PC with ultra settings, which are just fantastic. But yeah, those are some of the games I really enjoy. I also get like the new Madden every year, new NBA 2K game every year. I don't know if those count, but yeah, those are some of my favorite games. I don't have a definite favorite. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, I saw that on one of your Dear Neros that you might want to post a Minecraft Let's Play. Minecraft is coming out on the Xbox One and on the PS4 in early 2014, so do you think you'll be doing a Let's Play when it comes out on next gen? And this person neglected to leave their name. So, Mr. Anonymous or Mrs. Anonymous, so I do have the Xbox One, and sure, I could get Minecraft for it, but I have Minecraft on the PC. And I understand that Minecraft on the Xbox is good for a lot of people. Not a lot of people have good PCs. Not a lot of people have an interest in PC gaming. I understand that. I get that. I was in the same boat until I finally decided to give Minecraft on the PC a try. And now, I have done a bunch of Minecraft stuff. There's some Minecraft stuff here on NerosCinema, my backup channel. Well, it's kind of like a secondary channel, Nero's Let's Plays. Link in the description of that channel if you want to check it out. Subscribe. Just hit 10,000 on my backup channel, so that's cool. I did tons of hardcore survival stuff on Minecraft on there, and it was on the Xbox 360, but now I play it on the PC. And the reason I don't even want to get it, I have no interest in getting on next-gen consoles, is the Xbox One and the PS4 version, I'm fairly positive, aren't even up to date with, like, the PC stuff yet. Like, when the Xbox One, or the Xbox 360, excuse me, version of Minecraft came out, it was, like, freaking, like original Minecraft. Like, it was, like, super basic Minecraft, like, so basic that, like, pork chops couldn't stack in your inventory. Like, it was super basic. And then they would continue to update it. Like, oh boy, 3 months later, we finally got the jungle biome, you know? It's too far behind. But if you're, like, not giant huge into Minecraft, then I guess it doesn't really bother you very much. But I don't know, I like it to be updated, and the stuff you can do on PC is too much fun. It is far too much fun. Honestly, I recommend getting it for the PC. It's a Java game, for crying out loud. Like, just about anyone you can run it. It's not like you're trying to run, like, Borderlands 2 on ultra settings or something, which looks fantastic. Try that if you guys haven't. But yeah, it's not like you're trying to, like, run some crazy game on ultra settings. You'll be fine if you just have a normal. I think any normal computer can really run this thing, or laptop for that matter. So, will I do a Minecraft Let's Play? Maybe. Toucan or Nick and I might do some hardcore survival stuff in the future. Next question. He writes, Dear Nero, I'm typing this letter fast because I'm in a rush. So I was in a Skype call with a friend of mine who could DDoS. He was in a bad mood, so to lighten up the mood, I invited a friend of mine. He then freaking DDoSed him. I don't know what to do because the friend who got DDoSed will probably have to buy a new modem. I'm now sad at myself because I want to pay for the new modem because I feel as though it's my fault. Thanks, Danny from Maryland. So Danny, the guy that can DDoS, one, he's not talented. It's not hard. I'm sure there's actually even tutorials of how to DDoS people. He's not skilled. He's not cool. He's a fucking loser. And you should not be his friend. You should block this guy. And if he lives in your town, you should beat him up. Because he's a douchebag. People love their e-peen, don't they? People just want to measure their e-peen and try and make it as big as they can. Right? There was, I forget which YouTuber it was. I honestly think it might have been Minnesota Burns. This was during Black Ops 2 and it was during League Play. And he, for a reason, he started liking to play League Play towards the end of Black Ops 2. He's not really known to be like a competitive Call of Duty person, but, he's a fan of it and he liked to play League Play. And he was playing this guy who DDoSed their team. And in the description, the guy was like bragging to them that he's going to DDoS them. And he looked at like his Xbox Live player card. And in his bio on his Xbox account, it says, disrespect, disconnect. I'm like, this guy's a fucking loser. Like, this guy fucking loves it. Like, he's sitting there fucking rocking a stiffy every time he, like, disconnects somebody from the fucking internet. What a douchebag. Like, do you think you're cool? Do you think you're somehow smarter than people? Do you think you're somehow better? No, you're a loser. You're, like, the lowest form of life if you, like, disconnect people from the internet for fun. These are, like, King of the Hill had a really good thing. Bobby from King of the Hill, if you're familiar with the show, he was going to do video games in gym class. It was like some kind of new program. He's like, but Hank's like, I've seen what those video games do to people, and it kind of like went to a flash of like his friend's son who plays video games. He was just like sitting there like green and skinny as all hell and sucking on an inhaler and like has like these giant glasses. Like your stereotypical like nerd that's never seen the sun ever. And that's what I picture these DDoS people as. Like, you guys are just like the lowest form of scum. I've never even been DDoSed, but it's just annoying. And that guy's not your friend. You shouldn't have to pay for the router. It's not your fault. I mean, you invited him into the Skype call and the other guy did it. You're not at fault there. But you should definitely avoid that person at all costs. Fuck him. Next and final question. I definitely didn't want to end this festive holiday, Dear Nero, on such a douchey thing like someone DDoSing somebody. But this is a little bit more festive, and that's something I actually want you guys to participate in. So next and final question, he writes, Dear Nero, first of all, Merry Christmas and good job on hitting 100,000 subscribers. I'm happy to see you growing so much since your Newfound Glory channel. My question for you is, do you have any goals for the new year? This doesn't have to be on Dear Nero, and a reply would be great. Logan from Canada. Well, Merry Christmas to you, Logan, and to anyone watching this video, and happy holidays, and happy Kwanzaa, and happy whatever it is you celebrate. Hanukkah? Other stuff? Other holidays? Other religion? No religion? I don't know. Happy holidays to all of you regardless. So, do I have any New Year's resolutions? I never really took much stock in New Year's resolutions. I just never did. Yeah. But at the same time, I kind of like, I'm liking them now. Like, the idea of a New Year's resolution is like, this year I'm accomplishing this. And of course, there's nothing really holding you to it. But it's a good idea. You know, what did I accomplish this year? What did I accomplish in 2011? What did I accomplish in 2012? If you set these kind of New Year's resolutions every year, and I think the whole point of them is you can improve yourself as a person every single year. And of course, like I said, there's nothing really holding you to this besides your own word. And what I think, I for the first time ever, I think I'm actually going to do a New Year's resolution. I want to get healthier. For those of you guys who've been around my channel for a while, I stopped smoking. It hasn't been 5 months, has it? Between 3 and 5 months, I would say. I really can't remember how long. It's been forever. At first, I was counting the hours, right? I could tell you, like, I hadn't smoked a cigarette in, like, 11 days or something like that. And then I'm like, how many hours that is? And I was like naming them off in the videos and stuff. But that subsided. I don't even really crave. I mean, every now and again, I feel a craving to smoke, but I still don't. And that was good. I stopped smoking. But I still lead a very... Is sediment the word? What's the word for when you just kind of solitary? What's the word when you sit on your ass all day? Yeah, that's what I do. I don't get much exercise. I barely eat. I'm skinny as you wouldn't believe. I'm 6'3" and I weigh 130, 140 pounds. It fluctuates between those. So looking it up, like a 22-year-old male that's 6'3" on average is like 180 pounds. Yeah, I'm like 50 pounds underweight, or 40, give or take the week. I'd like to get healthier. I'd like to gain weight. I would like to maybe build some muscle mass. I am scrawny. I am a scrawny little guy, but big at the same time because I'm tall. I'd like to, I quit smoking however many months ago, like I just said, and I've done nothing to kind of like start to reverse the effects of smoking for 5 or 6 years. I still get winded, pretty easily. I'm taking out the trash or doing something like that. Maybe I could start jogging. Maybe I could start lifting. I would just like to be healthier in general. And that is going to be my New Year's resolution. And I want to know your guys's in the comments. That would be great. What do you guys want to do to improve yourselves as people? Because, if you're like me, maybe it didn't seem like a big deal to make these kind of resolutions at, 15, 16, 17, 18. But now that I'm like old, like I'm an old man now. Like, I guess I'm thinking about retirement and stuff. I'm 22, for Christ's sakes. I'm freaking old. But now it's like, yeah, I like the idea of trying to improve myself every year at something. And maybe this year I get to a healthy... 180 pounds sounds ridiculous. I can't even imagine putting on 40 pounds because I just don't gain weight. But to be healthy, when I was in high school, I was 160 pounds. Maybe I can get back to that and then go from there. And that's what I want to do. That's my New Year's resolution. I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode of Dear Nero. Happy holidays to all of you. And be sure to let me know your guys' New Year's resolutions in the comments. I'm looking for some cool ones. Like, I want to see how many people really want to do something this year to try and improve themselves as people. That'd be a cool thing. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a rating. If you guys would like your question feature on next week's episode of Dear Nero, send me a personal message here on YouTube. Make the title of the message Dear Nero. And if it's a good question, an entertaining question, and above all, a question I've not yet answered before, I will do my best to go ahead and answer it. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Remember to rate the video. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
I was banging 7 grand rocks, that's how I roll. I got one gear, go. Are you bipolar? I'm by win here, win there, win everywhere. I'm a total freaking star from Mars. Come on, bro, I got target play.